Hi everybody, Jen with the Little Craft Corner, and I am so happy you can be with me here today as I create this beautiful one-page layout using Altenew's Wildflower Collection paper pack. I began with this paper pack and the ephemera that comes along with it. They are the Bitty Bits and the Pink Posy ephemera packs. I'm also bringing in the Creative Cutout Nestled Wreath and adding a bunch of frosty pink and iridescent coral berry glitter sprays. I'm taking a 4x4, two 4x4 photos, and I'm mounting it to a 4 by, say, 6 piece of black cardstock. I purposely want to leave some of the photo unmatted. And I'm tucking in a 3 by 9-ish piece of paper vertically down. Prior to filming, I had already taken the coral berry shimmer spray, shook the bottle really well to really get that mixture going, and then tapped on my splatters in all of the corners of the paper. It really does add some interest and dimension to your page. So now I'm deciding where I want to put the photos and the other elements on the paper. So I've decided to go more on a left side vertical, and I'm pulling in a piece of black floral paper, ripping off the one side and tucking it under. Again, what'll happen is it's bringing more interest to the page, and in addition, really bringing out the matted photos. It makes them pop. And in scrapbooking, whatever you do on one side, you want a mirror on the other. So that's why I tucked in another ripped piece of black on the right. Now, I love the Creative Cutout Nestled Wreath. They are just so versatile in your scrapbook layouts because they come as one piece, but they can be ripped and torn and distributed so that you can put in little tucks here and there. They come as white, an off-white color, so that you can either ink blend them, or in this case, I used the sprays. So in a separate box, and I did this also before filming, I took all of my wreath cutouts and I generously sprayed them in a combination of frosty pink, iridescent, and coral berry sprays. And once they were dry, I then just took the little pieces and deciding, how do I want to frame my subject photo? Do I want to have it as little wreaths, or do I want to have a little sprays? And this is what I love most about bringing a scrapbook page to life, is now I get to design the page, which is the best of scrapbooking. So here you see I'm just ripping this apart just so I can show you, how the designs go. So once I have these in place, I'm going to start adding in the ephemera bits. But I also want to point out to you that the photo that you see there is not completely mounted down. It's not tacked corner to corner. And that's important because you want to be able to tuck pieces behind your photo. So just do a little bit of a tack in the center. Sorry, I moved my layout over because I just realized that you had a glare. So I apologize for that. So now I'm going to be bringing in some of the ephemera. I found this really cute little saying that says fun stuff. And because it didn't have like the pale pink is so bland in the background, I brought in some glitter paper there to really make that little saying shine. When you buy a whole pack, like the Wildflower collection, and you buy the matching ephemera that goes with it, you pretty much can't go wrong when you're making a layout because everything is already pre-chosen for you. All of the colors are already preset, and you just have fun making your own design. Now that all of my elements were tacked down in place, I thought that the page was too pink and it needed a little bit of contrast. So I took another piece of that same black floral paper and using a water pen from Altenew, you'll see me here adding a little bit of water to that top piece. What this does is you're going to be able to rip the paper, but in a controlled way, because the paper is already damp and you won't get all those jagged edges. So once I had the little section of paper wet, I simply and this is so easy to do, just ripped out this little piece, almost like I took a bite out of the paper. And then I will take the black floral piece and sort of have it like a peekaboo. Now here I'm putting down the edges, kind of curling them up a bit to add a little bit of dimension. I just ripped that piece in half, and then you see here I'm simply just adhering the back piece of paper to the scrapbook layout. Doesn't that make just a little bit of a difference? I loved it. So now I'm taking Altenew's Invisible Numbers. I love this stamp set because it gives a natural shadow to the stamp set. And with scrapbooking, one of the things you always want to document is the date. So this was the perfect set to really complement my page.
Yeah.
So this was on May 12th. So I decided to have some fun, and instead of just doing it, your typical right across in a horizontal fashion, I inverted the May to go vertical and to complement the number 12. And taking Obsidian ink, I inked it well, and I always like to practice on a piece of scrap paper before I actually adhere it to the page. So that's always a good tip. You want to make sure that everything is lined up. All right, so then we get it attached to the page, which was my final little addition. I will add journaling on another date, but this is our finished product, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something today.